What color is your dog? Hey, it's Care. Welcome to Montag at the Lake. In continuing with the haul series week of loads of cool stuff for crafting and junk journaling and reading pleasure, I have a haul from LeAnn. This is a friends and family haul. If you've not seen the others, and you're new to junk journaling and you don't know where to get supplies, whisper in a couple of your friends and family's ear what you're doing. They will save you books, they will save you stamps, they will save you envelopes, they will save you old magazines, they will throw all kinds of cool stuff your way just for the asking. They think they're unloading their trash to you, but for us, it's a gold mine of goodies, so it never hurts to ask. LeAnn texted me a while back and she said, I accidentally bought you a whole bunch of books. Oops. She was at a secondhand store downstate and brought me all kinds of goodies, including some dog books. Caesar's Way. Now, I had this in my hand at St. Vinny's when I was there, and I thought, I think I have this one. So I put it back. Turns out I have the DVD. I don't have the book. But then the very next day, LeAnn brought me my own copy. So now I do have the book. This is not for junk journaling. It's just for my dog book collection, which is growing rapidly. This is kind of fun. What color is your dog? Train your dog based on his personality, quote, color. Off the wall, high strung, mellow, timid, overly fearful. If your dog falls into one of those categories, I don't know. I've never heard of Mr. Silverman. Animal Planet host and Hollywood dog trainer. I will be anxious to read his way of doing things. I'm always interested in learning how dogs think and behave and their psychology and whatnot. I'm always interested in those kind of things. Training them, learning to communicate with them, violence-free. Never, ever, 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 never, ever, 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 never, ever hit your dogs. Next subject. This is pretty cool. 1,000 Places to See Before You Die. New York Times bestseller. Look how big this bugger is. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. The Smithsonian and Beyond. Yeah, I can read. Some really cool either photographs or illustrations. Fussy cutting. Some beautiful fonts and typefaces. It'd be some cool pictures. All kinds of good stuff in here. Plus, I think it'd be interesting to learn about each of these places. It doesn't look like the Jazz Fest in Switzerland. Since 1967, they've been doing it. You know, they're not terribly long. In the last video, we were talking about how to make today a little bit different than yesterday. Learn about some of these places. Check them out online. Take a virtual tour. You just never know when something's going to grab you. For example, I've been away for a little while for a number of reasons. When I taught, there's always a break. There's a spring break, and then there's Easter break, and then there's a giant break between just before Christmas and just after New Year's, so it's almost a month off. It's fantastic. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Always a light at the end of the tunnel. One of the best parts of academia is there's always a little bit of a break. I always taught in the summer. I love summer classes, but there was also breaks in between there. And when I wasn't teaching on my time off, I always learned. I took courses, or I read, or I took online classes, or I went away for a workshop or something to replenish the well. Because when you're teaching, it's output, output, output all the time, and it drains you. So I have new neighbors, and they have great big dogs. One of them is a Great Pyrenees, and that is who you are hearing if you are hearing a giant dog bark. Because you know that don't sound like my dogs. And while I was away this time, taking a little breather, I learned about mudlarking. I will put a couple links below. Mudlarking, it's kind of like if you've ever been to Florida and you go searching for seashells. You know, the tide brings in all these beautiful seashells, and you go looking for the really, really good ones. It's kind of like that, but it's a little muddier, and it's a lot cooler stuff because you're getting sea glass and clay pipes from the 14th century to the 17th century. Bits of war memorial stuff, like stuff from the war, bullets and pieces of guns, and the stuff they find is absolutely fascinating. And I think because I was watching all the mudlarking, and one of the people that I watched, well, I watched two for a long time. The lady, when she finds it at the end, she brings it all home. It's all cleaned up. She looks it up. She does all kinds of research, and then she teaches you about what she found. And there's almost always a really cool backstory. And the young man who does it, once he's done, sometimes he'll do some research. Usually he makes something pretty crafty cool out of it, and he puts it up on his Etsy store for sale. Very cool. But I learned a lot. And I think because I was watching those mudlarking videos, YouTube fed me AWP, Adventures with Purpose. Well, then I was on a whole nother tangent. AWP, if you've not heard of them, if you're into feel-good stories, if you're into true crime, if you're into diving, if you're into rescues, if you're into fun in the water and time on the lake, go and check out AWP, Adventures with Purpose. They are divers and tow truck guys who, I love this story. He started out diving for fun with his daughter, and they noticed all this crap at the lake bed, on the lake bed, all garbage. And so they started cleaning up the lake bed, finding scooters and sunglasses and all these crazy cool things. And I can't tell you how many iPhones and iPads and laptops and holy smoke, millions of dollars worth of Apple products in the drink, the bottom of the lake. Well, then they found a car, and then they found a few more cars, and they pulled them out and cleaned them up and were thinking about maybe restoring them. But then someone reached out and said, I see that you're finding all these cars. We have a loved one who's missing. We think they're in the water somewhere. Would you be interested or willing to come look for them? And now, instead of finding scooters and sunglasses, they go all over the country using sonar, fish finders type equipment, and look for missing people who may have inadvertently or on purpose or via some nefarious activity gone into the water, either a pond or a river or a lake or a quarry. Oy, it's phenomenal. It is just a phenomenal group of people by mistake discovered this need that really needed to be filled, because, you know, law enforcement agencies don't all have their own dive teams. And if they do, they don't all have the state-of-the-art equipment. They don't all have the time to focus on just one thing. They've got 87 other cases going on. And so there's a need, and these guys are filling it. And there's a whole bunch of offshoots now, people doing this all over the country. Because again, like I said in the other video, they're very giving. They're trying to teach other people. In every one of their videos, they're teaching people how to do what they do, so other people can go do it. For example, one lady has been missing for 2 years. She was directly in front of the boat ramp. A swimmer could have found her if someone was looking. Not that deep of water, 10 feet I think it was. And this poor family wondered for 2 years. And they went in within a half hour. First place to put the boat in, bam, there she was. Anybody can, well, not anybody, but a lot of people can do this. Anyway, phenomenal. That idea sparked a whole bunch of ideas for me. And the point of this long bird walk is just this. You never know what's going to strike a chord in you. You never know what you're going to discover that might change everything for you. And that only happens, I shouldn't say only, things happen sort of sporadic, spontaneously, but you increase the odds significantly if you're doing things, if you're searching through things instead of playing the same game all day, every day, for another day or another month or another year. Look outside of the things you usually watch on YouTube. Find different games. Read different books. Check out some of these kinds of things. I'm sure there are lists like this online now. You just never know what's going to grab you and possibly change everything for you. You know, like junk journaling. I sort of I happened upon it, and it sparked a lot of stuff for me. And here we are some years later, and it's a major part of every day. Yay. Back to the haul, back to the book. Sorry about the bird walk. That's an awesome find. Great minds think alike. She said she knows I can't turn down a good dictionary, and so she found this. Look how pretty. I haven't even looked at this one yet. Nice caramelized pages. Some pretty illustrations. Ooh, nice thick pages. And can you see how caramely they are? How wonderful. So, great minds think alike. In my last haul video, I too bought 2 great big dictionaries. So now I have 3 giant dictionaries in my collection. And I love them. I'm so glad to have them. Because when you have more than one, you're not afraid to use at least one. So that's fun. So, books. And speaking of not afraid to use, she had gotten me a set of, I think it was 1985 National Geographic, and it was in a nice box and whatnot, and it had that iconic girl with a veil over her face. And I had mentioned in the video, and I had mentioned to her, oh, I won't be tearing that up. Well, this National Geographic is a collection of all kinds of other things, and that girl is in here too. So if I want to tear up the book, I can, and save the magazine, or tear up the magazine, and I would still have the book. This is a beautiful, beautiful, speaking of divers, book. Just beautiful pictures. Creepy. Oh, these old radio with a teeny tiny little TV in it. Wow, that must have been cutting edge for the time, hey? Wow. So cool. 100 years of adventure and discovery. And there's this fantastic Norman Rockwell, a 60-year retrospective. So cool. I can't wait to read this. I don't know that I've mentioned it before, but I have quite a nice collection of books about artists that I like. Again, you may or may not know, but I spent most of my studies gearing toward a degree in fine art, painting, watercolor, pen and ink. before I turned to writing. And so I've always studied art and artists that I love, and even artists that I didn't love. For example, Jackson Pollock. Most people will look at his work and just dismiss it, but he's amazing. And I was the same way. If it wasn't photorealism or look like a picture, to me it wasn't art. I was young. I didn't know any better. But as I studied art and as I studied Jackson Pollock extensively and then worked in his style, he's one of my all-time favorites now. Because you never know what's going to grab you until you start looking around. And things can change on a dime for you, which is awesome. Beautiful, beautiful book. This is not from LeAnn, but I wanted to show it to you in the storage stuff, but I forgot. When I did all my tins and my storage in the last video, I was going to do this too, and I totally forgot. I ordered something from Amazon. Bee traps. Yellow jacket traps. It's getting to be springtime. Last year we had a horrible, horrible season, and this year I'm catching all the queens. No queens, no nests, no problem. So I ordered a whole bunch of bee traps, yellow jacket traps, and it came in this fabulous box. Now this is not a box like I've ever gotten from Amazon before. It usually comes either just in a regular Amazon box or an envelope, those puffy envelopes that I like so much. But this is something new. It's made to fit your order. It's corrugated cardboard. They wrap that cardboard around it, cut it off, taped it once, and voila. But it's exactly the right size, and I don't have any handy, I don't think. Because why would I? Oh, I do. It's just the right size for either these folders, these manila folders, or hanging. It's actually too big, but I have hanging folders. They would hang on there, and this stuff is pretty hardy. These sides are pretty hardy, so I could put some hanging folders in here, and voila, new storage. For, of course, I could cover it with something wonderful, because that's what we do. We cover stuff and make it pretty. I could cover it in fabric. I could cover it in different kinds of paper and decoupage it. Oh, the possibilities are endless. Give a kid a toy. Prefers the box. Love, love, love it. Love that box. So keep an eye out. Next time you order, maybe it's just a really good excuse to order yourself some new toys from Amazon. See if it comes in that kind of a box. A few more things from LeAnn. I haven't really gone through the bag, so I'm not sure what she's got in here for me. This is blocking my light. Let me try that. Bubble wrap, always helpful. I have a friend coming this weekend, and we're going to do gel plate printing. There may be cocktails involved. I might record it just for fun. We'll see. But this will come in handy for that gel plate printing session for sure. These bags from Amazon or any other kind of mailer, you can cut it really easy, but it doesn't tear really easy. So it's really good for spine reinforcement. And if someone's sending it to you, it's free. That's a really good price in the junk journal world. Paper bags, because these are so much fun. They make great, could be just a cover. Cat Hand does wonderful things with lunch bags. I'm sure other people do as well. I'm just not coming up with any names right now. Using lunch bags as journals or journal pages, and it just sounds so yummy. A nice Halloween orange, and it's kind of almost plasticky. It's not paper, and it's got a cool little flippy and a tuck thing, and this is a flippy thing too, so that will be fun to play with. Kind of a cool little storage thing. That'd be cool for pencils, and that they wouldn't fall down. because that circle would be holding them. I don't know. Quieter than a tin. But storage is always a good idea in the craft room. A place where I can order stamps for only $1 and more stamps to cut out. And I don't see any small print. Like $1 for the stamps, $87 for shipping. I don't see anything. I'm gonna try it. We're gonna try it for $1. Just see what we end up with. Oh, a newspaper. That's pretty crazy. From the flu pandemic of years gone by. Archival materials. That's pretty crazy cool. And I'm sure there are other cool bits in there for me to tear up. She knows I use this kind of stuff for storage, so more storage. Another journal cover, Amazon envelope. In fact, this might make, it's a giant one, so I could cut it in half and have two squishy, yummy journal covers. Oh, a nice heavy mailer. That always comes in handy. Make your own covers. More cardboard, crafty color cardboard. This is a little bit lighter, but that will come in handy as well. Certainly a beautiful shape and size. Ready-made cover. Look at that. With some just simple, fold it in half, fold up some coffee dyed paper, and in an instant, almost like instant coffee, you have kind of a coffee journal. This might be my project for later. I don't know. Now that's all I want to do is fold up my coffee paper and tie it in here with some beautiful brown embroidery floss. Do some stamping on the front. Easy peasy. What else is in here? Ooh, a fun little box that I can tear apart. Kleenex box, but fun stuff to tear apart and use in journals. Some beautiful Christmas wrap. Ooh, a little storage box. When they're this nice and heavy duty, I picture them holding a treasure book, a little art journal, or something a little more special than just a random junk journal. Oh, she got a new throw blanket, and this is the ribbon that they tie on it. That always comes in handy. All kinds of things. Oh my goodness. Some tags. These are so thick. Here's the regular tag. And here's the thick tags. These are so thick. She got a whole bunch of ladies Foster Grant sunglasses on clearance for $1. You gotta love Walmart. Let's see. $15 glasses for $1. $10 glasses for $1. But holy tags, these are seriously heavy tags. And there's 3, they're exactly the same shape, so it'd be nice to use them all together for something. I don't know what. I think that's it. And she brought them in a beautiful brown paper grocery bag, because that always has good potential for junk journaling. That is my LeAnn haul. That's all that my big box is empty. She's got me so, between her and my mom and St. Vinny's, holy Hannah, we're set. We are set. I will leave you with that. That's all I have. Yet another haul. I think that this is the last of the hauls from my 2 days at St. Vinny's, and then the next day LeAnn brought me this goodie box. So this should be it for the hauls for a little while, because now you know. have to clean my room again and find a home for all this stuff. Because right now I have stacks of books everywhere and stacks of projects going, and it's a wee bit of a nightmare. But that's the fun and the beauty of it, so we're just gonna quit whining and enjoy it. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely crafty day. It is starting to snow. I'm so excited! So I'm gonna go throw on the fireplace and do something fun and cozy and enjoy the snow. You have a lovely day, and I will see you again soon. Mate gather late. Out for now.